Welcome to a brand new episode of the Totally Indian Football Show. And this is a very special series that we are doing in the month of March, celebrating men and women who have invested in women's football. And as you must have heard the previous two episodes, if you haven't, please go on to your favorite audio platform and listen to the episodes. We have a very special guest yet again on this series, and he is played a very key and a crucial role in the success for women's football in Tamil Nadu. Mr. Seeni Mohaideen is the owner of Sethu FC, and I must say that since the inception of the club, the state has benefited immensely with regards to women's football. Seeni Mohaideen, sir, welcome to the Totally Indian Football Show, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity given by you to participate in this show.
Yes, it is my pleasure and privilege. Well, shout out to Jenny as well for making this possible. Let's kick start with the episode. Sir, you were a former president of the State Association, Tamil Nadu, and then you were given this responsibility of being the chairman of the Women's Football Committee. And if I may ask you, before that role that you were assigned, how were you an active member in terms of with regards to women's football, or that was the beginning where you said that you will contribute towards women's football?
As I said that I was the president for Tamil Nadu Football Association in the year 2010 to 12. That was a year where men football was charming in Tamil Nadu, where we became the runners-up in the Santosh Trophy. But as you said that in 2014, I was given the opportunity to handle the women's football as the chairman of the women's committee. And that is the year where everything kick-started.
Okay, and I must say that the rest, as they say, is history, and it's history in the making. It's not done yet, right? Take us through your journey in terms of getting Sethu FC, the women's football team, started. Because if I'm not wrong, the men's team existed before that in since 2003, and then you took up the onus of starting an all women's football team. Tell us your journey in terms of setting this whole team up, because everyone faces challenges, and there are consequences of whatever decision that they take with regards to women's football, because I think it's more of a sensitive issue also, and a task at hand more than handling a men's team. So if you can take us through the journey of how you set up, say, the FC women's team.
Yeah, once I became the chairman of the Women's Committee of Tamil Nadu, we got the opportunity to have the first IWL, which was played in 2016. But it was a hard luck that Tamil Nadu was not given an opportunity to play in that first edition. So in the second edition, we were looking for the clubs who could participate in the IWL second season, but no one turned up. And being a chairman of the committee, I thought of having my own team in the IWL. So that is how we started this women's team. But we are now into greater heights through the women's football in Tamil Nadu, better than the men.
Now, if I may push you a little further to tell us a bit more about like how did you set the team up? Like, getting the girls, where did you conduct trials, or you already knew how you got the right set of people to manage and lead this team?
So what we do is we are not like other clubs where we take players only for the season or like that. We have players we picked up after doing their 12th or a degree, and hardly nearly about 40 girls were being shortlisted, and they were put up in a college and given free education and accommodation with food. And through the 40 girls, we started the journey of Sethi FC. And now we have nearly about 4 places where the girls have been put up and they're doing their higher studies.
Right, and I must say, definitely the part of history in the making was that Tamil Nadu was one after the other crowned champions as state as well as the IWL in the IWL for Sethu FC. The first time that they played, they went on to the semi-finals, and then they clinched the title the next time, beating Manipur, a tough side and a dominant side in women's football. Well, even the state, as I mentioned. Reap benefits from this club and from this whole project, because they won not just the senior national women's championship but also the junior championship, and on both occasions the team defeated Manipur to back the as champions. There was also a movie that was curated and based on you and the girls. So, how do you see this? What's throughout all of this? You've been pushing yourself and the team that you have, but I'm sure there were challenges, there were hiccups, ups and lows. What were they like, and how did you manage to get through them? Because women's football, everyone is aware that in India it's not much given, importance from everyone in this, from the state associations or the federations. So you being a key member in the state association at the moment, heading the women's football committee, what were the challenges and how did you tackle all of that?
Now, in 2017, when we participated in the second edition of the IWL, that gave us a idea of what is professional football for the girls. Till then, we do not know what is IWL, and the players too does not know what is IWL, and what is professionalism in football, women's football. So I think so that the second edition of IWL gave a better idea to all the girls, and that was the reason where we went on to win the senior nationals for the first time in the history of Tamil Nadu. As you said, that beating a bigger team like Manipur. So that was the start of the journey for both Sethu FC and also for the Tamil Nadu Football Association. So the next year, the same year, we won the junior nationals, which was held in Goa. As you said, it was also against the Manipur, my team Manipur, but we won in the very fancy way of 5-1 goal average in the finals. So everything started in 2017. So year of good happenings happened in 2017.
Now, I believe, on both occasions, I asked you to probably share the challenges that you had, and and on both occasions, you've made it a good side in a response. So I believe there were no challenges while taking ahead this project up, or if you can just share if there were any.
So anything has challenges, right? But we took the challenges in a positive way, where we supported the girls and we had good coaches, and that gave us the results. So when automatically you support a team, the coaches and the players automatically they give us a result, and that was what happened for us, for the club and for the state. So we don't usually, as being a chairman of the committee, I don't interfere in the selection of the committee players. So everything is being done by coaches professionally. So that was the result why we won the senior nationals and then the junior nationals, IWL, then also Kelo India. 2 times we are the runners up, which was held in Guwahati and Pune. So that shows the result shows that the team is being picked up in a professional way of on merit basis. So we have, as you said, that anything does not have challenges. Everything has challenges, but we faced it positively and we took it in a positive way.
Great, thanks for sharing that, sir. Now, 2 years were snatched away, right, from every player, from every athlete. And I think more so it affected even more for women's football because we are yet to have an IWL since the last year. And we had the Asian Cup, but things didn't go in place for the Indian team. Now, if you can tell us, how did you at Sethu FC manage during the pandemic, and how probably with the coaches, the staff, the players, how did you keep them motivated to continue playing? Because as I mentioned earlier, women's football, even one hiccup, players tend to give up and go for another profession. But here, during the midst of pandemic, when there was no footballing action happening, if you can tell us, how did you manage to keep the team afloat?
Yeah, that was really a very big challenge for us because people, all the players come here from a very rural background where they do not have internet or anything. So it was a very big challenge for them to have physically fit for them. So what we did is during the pandemic time, we had few courses like Hindi communication classes and English communication classes, which we lacked. When these players go to the national camp or go away for many matches, they find it difficult for this communication. That the gap was there in everywhere once they go there. So what we did was we used those time, the pandemic time, and we gave them free coaching for this Hindi communication English classes, and nearly about 80 to 85% of the people were got benefited and utilized the opportunity. So that was how we took them in the pandemic time, and we were encouraging them, making them, keeping them in a positive way.
Yeah, and you mentioned that any challenge that comes your way, you've taken it into positive stride. So at this point, the state association has been in news for all the wrong reasons. They've been in the limelight for not so good things. I'm talking about the Tamil Nadu Football Association now. How is the current scenario like? Is it, has the mess been solved, or is it still the same? Because there's also lack of men's football action at the moment. So how does that affect? I mean, the state association affairs. How does that affect the women's football committee as well?
Yeah, as far as women's committee is concerned in Tamil Nadu, I have the privilege of doing it independently. So they give us permission to do everything independently, and we are doing it without any problems from any people in Tamil Nadu Football Association. So women's committee, it is like a separate wing which does its activities throughout the year. So we are happy with that. So we don't go much into the men's football, but even right from 2014 to 18, there was activities going on. But as you said, that due to some legal cases which was going on in and around Chennai and Tamil Nadu, and it was stopped. It was unfortunate scenario which is happening. But as far as the women's football is concerned, there is no such problem for us. We have been conducting all the age group matches till 2019, and even now the selection is being done in pure way, and we are sending the players. So they are not involved in the politics of Tamil Nadu Football Association.
Well, that's good to know. I think somewhere things are going right with regards to women's football, right? At least with the administration level. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and we all know the movie Bigil, right? It was a super hit movie. The superstar Vijay was taking the lead in that. And if you can just share, I mean, I know you've mentioned this in several interviews, but on this show, if you can just share with us your experience, probably being part of that movie project, and do you think it kind of changed the outlook of people, or the club's presence in the state post the movie?
Yeah, sure. But I really was shocked to know when the director Atlee wanted to meet me. And actually, I was thinking that it was just they were joking. But the next day, he actually came down to meet me along with the producer Achana Kalpathy. And they discussed with me that they wanted to do a film on women's football. And actually, we are surprised to know that the director was himself watching the matches at Goa, the junior nationals, which was happening at Goa. And even in the finals, he was there watching. And later only we came to know that he was there watching the match also. So it gave us the curiosity. And as you said that when Talabadi Vijay, superstar in Tamil Nadu, acting, it gave us a more motivational thing. Because in Tamil Nadu, sports-oriented movies does not come much like in Hindi. So it was really a good thing that to know that Atlee and Vijay came together to do a movie on football, and that is how we started. And nearly about 1 month before the shooting, we had all the discussion and how we are going to do. Players have been screened, and they took auditions were done. But the only thing was few players, the real players who have been named there, like Indumadi and other players who have been affected by tsunami, they could not come for the shooting due to their various reasons. Otherwise, it has been good if these girls also have been part of the movie.
Yeah, how has the response to the club been, post the movie? Do you see any changes from, the locals in and around the state, or the buzz around the club after the movie was released?
Actually, before the movie, when on the release of the movie, even Atlee, the director, was mentioned about the Sethi Football Club, what we are doing. So it was a appreciation which was given by the director and all. We got very much positive vibes from many people. They also came to know that what we are doing. Till that, it was not in. It was gone in a very silent way. The club was functioning, But after the movie, we were being came into the limelight, and it gave us some positive things to the players also and the club also to make them to take to the next level.
Now, if I'm not wrong, you yourself have been a player, right, in the past, and now you're in the administration level. Um, how was that journey and that shift like? Did I'm sure you're trying to implement a lot of things at this point, probably what was lacking with you as a player. So, if you can take us to the journey of your shift to being in the administration of things in football.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I started my journey as a football player in the standard of sixth. Until my college days, I was playing for my university, Madras University, and the college. And 2003, I took up my father's job as a college CEO. So we are running an engineering college at Madurai. So I came to the administrative there at the age of 21. Then immediately in 2003, we started the men football in Madurai. So the club was started here and we started recruiting under sports quota. Nearly about 100 players are being given opportunity to study engineering in various games like football, volleyball, basketball, and athletics. And during those times, the players also we gave them the opportunity to play for Tamil Nadu and everything they got. And being an administrator, really, as you said, that it has many things. Whatever as a player you cannot do, as administrator, I got the opportunity to implement those things. The main thing which I could do is was the change was giving a free hand to the coach and implementing them to have a fair selection where it does not happen in many states or many districts or many clubs. But during that tenure, the coaches were given freedom to select the players of their choice, and the result was given. So I feel happy that we have been achieved something which was not done. Because becoming a runners in Santosh Trophy after 40 years was a bigger achievement for men football in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, now and you mentioned like we also know that you're part of an engineering college and you also run a college. So I just want to ask any players that are part of your team who is pursuing engineering or would like to pursue engineering, and are there opportunities for them at your college?
So usually we players we prefer to have studies as a secondary thing. So what we do is we have put them all in the commerce group and other arts group. So people preferring to come to engineering is very less.
Right, I'm sure that's another ball game altogether, right? To pursue both football and engineering. Uh, well, take us through, the recent times. It's been a high of a lot of things, and I think if I'm not wrong, even the recently concluded state championship, Sethu FC backed that as well, and you're still waiting to find out if IWL is going to happen or not. So, how is the current situation like now that the state championship is done? I mean, the state league is done. You are still waiting for an update on the IWL, and what is the update like for with regards to IWL at this point?
Yeah, as you have been waiting for the IWL, I am also eagerly waiting because last year also due to this pandemic, we actually traveled to Delhi and the next day it was been cancelled. So we had to come back the next day, flying back to Tamil Nadu, which was really heartening to hear that news because we had a very good season of TW Tamil Nadu Women's League last year also too, and we had a nearly about 20 to 25 days of hard work by the girls, and flying from here to Delhi and returning back the next day was really very shocking for us. And even now, we are completed as per the AFF letter which was given to us of having nearly 2 months of a long league. We actually had the league for nearly about 55 days, and we completed on 27th of January. And still, we have been waiting for the players to come back for the camp, but we are not certain on the date when is the IWL going to happen. Because what the AFF has said was this year it is going to be a longer duration of league. So hopefully, we are planning to start our camp on 6th of March in Chennai. We want to resume and we wanted to have the players um, in the practice. So we are hoping that it might be happening in April or May.
Okay, well, it's a hope that we all will keep us alive, to hopefully see you guys and the other teams compete in the IWL. Now, I've also read about you mentioning that just like the northeastern clubs or other probably other states, like they offer government jobs or other jobs for players post their retirement, or once they start playing for their state, and that is something lacking in Tamil Nadu. With the recent government coming into picture, there has also been in the news that it's been a good shift of government and they are doing kind of few things in the right way. So has there been any news in terms of opportunities or anything like that for the state players with this government?
No, actually, as you said that once the government was changed, we made representation to the government, and we had a positive reply from them because winning the state in 2017, the players were not being rewarded. So the state government immediately responded with us a cash award of 2 lakhs for each player, around 25 lakhs cash award to the team. So they are also assured to have job security for these players also. But due to this COVID and other local elections and body elections, they could not concentrate on this. Maybe in the coming week, again, we are going to approach the government and talk to them for the further actions.
Okay, and if I may ask you, what other opportunities should be there, like in terms of working opportunities only? But there, even in job opportunities, there are only certain sections that are opened up for athletes and players. What change would you like to see in that as a football administrator? I mean, what other opportunities and what other avenues can be opened up rather than just a few things, than making the options more for the athletes once they hang up their boots.
Yeah, actually, the government has been, state government has been announced 3% of sports quota for all the departments. So that can be implemented so that once these people, they play the state or something, same like Manipur, once they play for the nationals, they have been given government job. And even the rank also is being promoted. They give promotions and everything is happening in Manipur. So same like that in Tamil Nadu, if the government takes steps of giving government jobs and also promotions are being given, the players will be happy taking up football as a professional game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Mr. Mohiddin, if I had to ask you, what is your vision in the coming years for women's football in the state that you are, a part of the committee as well, a chairman? What would you like to see? If there are any changes that you would like to bring further, or anything that you would, want to start off, and something new that we can expect?
As a chairman committee, actually, we this year we have been happy that nearly about 5 players are part of the AFC Cup, and we wanted this numbers to increase, and we wanted to have a major share contributing for the women's development in India. And we are sure that we have the potential of players who are there from the lower category to the senior. So hopefully in the coming years, we wanted to have players in all age category representing the state for the Indian team.
Yeah, and we are all looking forward to many more names, coming up from Tamil Nadu, the state, from Sethu FC, and from other clubs as well. Now, if I may ask you, final question to you would be, if someone out there listening to this episode, is working in the women's football as an administrator, right? What would your message be to them? Because like I started saying, that if there are few things going right at the moment with women's football, it's happening in Tamil Nadu. And from somebody coming from you with your experience, if you can share a message or a thought that someone can take it up, and implement where they are working.
On the message is simple: support women, and everything will be good for their family and for the state and for the society. Because there are a lot of teams who are supporting men football. We can start promoting women's football so that women's empowerment is done, and we can achieve more through the women's football.
A man of less words, and also someone who takes up challenges and turns it into positive stride, and faces it heads on. And we've all seen and we've all blessed to see the benefits out of his hard work, and of course the entire team at large they are doing at Tamil Nadu, and with regards to Sedu FC as well. Mr. Seeni Mohaideen, thank you so much for your time, for sharing your insights into what you take through with Tamil Nadu women's football, especially. And we hope that you continue working. And we look forward to seeing many more names emerging from the state.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Siju. And also, I'd like to thank Jenny, who took initiative for this program. And we would like to have many more Jenny, who is supporting women's football in Tamil Nadu.
Absolutely. Amen to that. And I must say, yes, a big shout out, as I mentioned in the start, for Jenny, someone who supports Indian football and is specific to at much, at large with women's football because, and especially I must say Tamil Nadu. She's the go to person to know things about and you want to know. So follow Jenny Shah on Twitter or wherever you are on any platform and get all the updates from Tamil Nadu football and Indian football as well. So once again, thank you to Jenny as well. I'm sure she will be listening to this episode for getting this episode ready for all of you. And once again, thank you, Sini sir. So, to all our listeners, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Please do share as much as you can. This episode, I think, should be heard by everyone, especially if they are working in the women's football department or development in our country. Thank you once again to all the listeners. Follow and subscribe to the Totally Indian Football Show on all the leading audio platforms. More episodes coming your way in this special series. So stay tuned. You were listening to the Totally Indian Football Show. Thank you very much.